Hello and welcome to Bahrain Now, your source of local initiatives, happenings, talents, and trends. I'm your host, Khalid Hijris, here to walk you through our exciting lineup of segments and personalities from around Bahrain. So don't go away, we'll be right back. The Bahrain Space Agency participated in the Scientific Paper Review Committee of the IEEE International Conference on Geoscience and Remote Sensing Symposium, represented by Saad Mohammed, Space Data Analyst. The conference was held at the International Institute of Information Technology in Bhubaneswar, India. Since its first edition in 2020, the conference has brought together scientists, researchers, and engineers from around the world to discuss the latest developments in Earth observation and remote sensing. The event features technical workshops and discussions on remote sensing applications related to climate change monitoring, disaster management, and sustainable development. And to talk more about that, we are pleased to be joined here at the studio by the space data analyst, Saad Mohammed. Welcome, how are you doing today?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Now, Saad, first of all, we'd like to congratulate you on your participation in the IEEE, the InGARSS Conference Review Committee. What can you tell us about your role, what the role involved, and why is it considered so important within the scientific community?
First of all, thank you for having me here. It's such a pleasure. Regarding your question, my role as a reviewer in the conference is to basically go over the submitted papers, evaluate them, and make sure that they meet academic and technical standards of the conference. This might involve checking the methodology, making sure that it is scientifically sound, also checking the results, make sure that it is well explained as well, and just checking the overall structures of the paper and whether or not they are relevant to the topics discussed in the conference itself.
Wonderful, very important stuff. And the conference brought together experts from around the world in Earth observation, remote sensing. What were some of the most significant research themes, innovations, or emerging technologies in Earth monitoring that caught your attention this year and that you believe will shape the future of the sector?
So regarding the topics or themes in the conference included several strong topics, especially those related to remote sensing and Earth observation. For example, we have recent studies that discuss developments in remote sensing technologies, remote sensing data analytics, concepts like big data, and also digital twins were discussed. We also have papers that talk about remote sensing applications, for example, monitoring the land, ocean, and atmosphere, as well as other planetary applications as well. One of the very interesting topics that I believe is growing in interest nowadays is AI and machine learning. For this conference specifically, it's basically revolving around how these technologies can be utilized for remote sensing and through, for example, technologies and methods like pattern recognition or predictive modeling.
Wonderful. And as a Bahraini expert participating in the scientific paper evaluation process, how does this experience contribute to strengthening Bahrain's presence in international scientific and space-related platforms?
This experience definitely contributes to strengthening Bahrain's presence because it shows that Bahrain does have qualified professionals that can contribute to such conferences, not just as researchers, but also as reviewers. Also, internationally representing Bahrain in such conferences also provides exposure and opens opportunities for collaboration in terms of research and also with international institutions worldwide.
And reviewing scientific papers requires high academic and technical standards, as I'm sure you're well aware. What are some of the key criteria used to evaluate research quality and originality in conferences such as this one?
Okay, so as reviewers, we first go and look at the title and abstract. We make sure that these two elements actually accurately reflect the contents of the paper and what it aims to achieve. We also look at the literature review. We make sure that it is up to date. We take a look at the methodology, make sure it's scientifically sound. We also make sure that the author did reference the appropriate resources when needed. We also look at the results, make sure that they are well explained and that they are fairly compared with baselines. And finally, we look at the conclusion and the references. We review these sections as well for comprehensiveness, and we just overall assess the structure of the paper. So after all these elements are checked, we basically are asked to provide an overall recommendation of how we believe this paper or these results should be presented in the conference, as well as an overall confidence score for the paper itself.
Wonderful. And one of the conference's themes covered how remote sensing technologies today play a major role in addressing global challenges like we've discussed climate change and disaster management. How do you see these technologies supporting sustainable development efforts in the future?
So remote sensing is very important because it can support, as you mentioned, sustainable development, because it can provide us with data that is continuous and has high spatial and temporal coverage. This data can be used for a number of applications. It can be used to monitor, for example, climate change. It can be used to detect abnormalities, which can further help us in applications regarding disaster management and enhancing disaster response. It can also help us serve various vital sectors in the Kingdom of Bahrain, like agriculture, environmental monitoring, urban planning, and so many more sectors.
And you know, the implications of this field go beyond the imagination, and I imagine inspire quite a lot of people. So through your participation, I mean, what message would you like to deliver to Bahraini youth and students who are interested in pursuing careers in space science, research, and emerging technologies?
I definitely recommend Bahraini youth and students to take part and participate in scientific communities, because I personally believe it's one of the best ways to grow professionally and also to contribute to your respective field of study. For Bahraini students, I definitely recommend going and starting this journey early by simply looking at conferences, reading publications and papers, and just getting the overall idea and basic methods of research and ethics. With time, I expect these students to be able to co-author their own projects, present them in conferences, and also contribute to their local community or through peer review.
That's some great advice. Thank you for that. And how do you value the future ambitions of the Bahrain Space Agency in supporting scientific research, enhancing Bahrain's capabilities in space science and technology, and continuing to foster a strong research culture while also empowering national talents to participate in international scientific conferences and initiatives?
So Bahrain Space Agency supports national talents and research through providing workshops and training on remote sensing, satellite development, as well as general space science knowledge to participants from different age groups and from different academic backgrounds. These programs provide participants with the skills needed to participate and take part in these community initiatives or these conferences. BSA supports strategic partnerships as well in this context. For example, we have a recent collaboration between BSA and Limon School, where a number of students were mentored by BSA supervisors while working on their graduation projects and their related manuscripts. As a result, a number of these students and a number of these projects were accepted to be presented in a conference internationally. This basically reflects the commitment of the agency to build a strong foundation of researchers in Bahrain.
Wonderful. And lastly, how important is it for Bahraini researchers and engineers to publish their work in internationally recognized scientific journals and conferences?
It's very important to get the work published internationally, because it basically verifies the results of the study by putting it through a very intense evaluation process. This encourages a higher quality of research, documentation, and accountability, and ultimately contributes to increasing the overall output of the research in Bahrain. Having Bahraini engineers and researchers publish their work also contributes to Bahrain Economic Vision 2030 by fostering a knowledge-based economy, by enabling international collaboration, and also by accelerating career growth and funding opportunities.
Wonderful. I'd like to thank you so much for spending your time here with us, sharing a bit of your expertise, and congratulations again on your participation. And thank you so much again for your time. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. We have even more coming up here on Bahrain Now. This brings us to the end of today's episode. Thank you for watching, and you can always reach out to us on our social media accounts shown below. We love to hear from you. This was Khalid Hidris, and until next time, good night and God bless.